If you're looking for an awesome way to upgrade your turntable, then I might just have the video for you. Changing your record player stylus and the cartridge can be one of the best and easiest ways to get a much different and improved tone out of your record player. But actually changing the cartridge can be somewhat of a sacred art within itself. If you're feeling brave, it's definitely one that you should have a go at, but I will also have a video about that coming soon. With all that said, here's my top 5 inexpensive turntable cartridges. Priced at a very stomachable £35, the Audio Technica 1895 is about as budget as you can get, but for that it offers incredible value for money with an impressive quantity of detail, depth and quite decent tracking ability as well for the price of only, say, 10 Starbucks coffees. It's an unusual analogy. As with many Audio Technica cartridges, the 1895 is somewhat on the bright side, and being a relatively inexpensive soundtrack, it does suffer occasionally from sounding a little bit brittle, and the soundstage often does sound somewhat cluttered and rather small. However, for £35, it is an absolute steal. Many modern turntable cartridges are known for their excessively bright and in-your-face detailed sound, but if you want something a little bit more wine drinking, cigar smoking, jazzy sounding, then the Grado Prestige 1 might be the best choice for you. Jumping up to £79 means that the Grado Prestige 1 is much more likely to be what we might consider an upgrade for most viewers. Unlike the Audio Technica, it does suffer from slightly unremarkable tracking ability. However, instead of being bright, it offers a much warmer, dark chocolatey richness that you just don't get with a lot of modern turntable cartridges these days. And this does somewhat come at the expense of ultimate detail. However, I think that's a fair compromise to make for the very unique sound signature that this turntable cartridge has. Now here's one that I'm sure everyone will be very familiar with, the Autophon 2M Red. Made most famous, I suspect, by Project's use of it on most of their entry-level turntables. Now, this cartridge has been known to divide. Some really love its hot and punchy sound with a lot of detail. Others criticise the 2M Red for what they believe to be its poor tracking and rather apparent surface noise. The 2M Red is a brilliant cartridge and one that I do believe gets a lot of abuse and criticism for being so popular. Quibbles aside, the 2M Red will cost you around £85 and offer you a thoroughly detailed and musical sound and a really rather spiffing soundstage. The Goldring Electra isn't what I'd call a bass head cartridge. It's a really good cartridge with really good bass. It's a delightfully musical cartridge that rarely gets outpaced and remains detailed without getting overly bright or shrill. Even better, the Electra knows how to really dig deep into the grooves and pull out all the bass with a casual degree of authority that you'd not expect for the meagre price of only £95. Priced at around £110, the Nagaoka MP110 seems to have not made the airwaves that I believe it should have had. Realism is often one of the goals of many vinyl listeners. You want to feel like you're in the room with the band and maybe the groupies are there too. And that is what the MP110 does. Not the groupies. And the band won't really be there. They feel like they'll be there. No groupies. It has a natural, smooth sound without any particularly obvious shortcomings. What's more, it's noted for its really precise tracking, which makes it such an easy cartridge to get on with. I would definitely put it on your list. If you've got one, you should have a list. As a final point that I think I should stress, I've ordered this list in order of price, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the last one and the most expensive one is the best, especially not for your turntable. Some of them, as I've said, have a warmer tone, some of them have a brighter tone, some of them might sound overly detailed for you and you might want a bit more fun, so do bear that in mind if you're making a decision. Well, thank you very much for watching this top 5 AudioLlama video. Click up here for another AudioLlama video, click down here for something else, click Llama's face to subscribe, and if you think there's anyone else you know who might enjoy this video, click the big old share button and show the world. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Have a lovely day.